wasn't recording, so wait, but you have audio on your end, so they just won't see you for the first 3 minutes.
That? Who needs
so if
that?
you didn't see Cam, it's because I didn't start the recording.
I was just actually like,
it's all Cam's fault,
not
actually.
Here.
Yeah. God damn it.
This actually is all voiced over after the fact. We just try to match what our mouths are saying.
It's like those TikToks, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I was walking and clowning around. No. This feels like an improv acting exercise right now.
Oh, it is. That's what I brought you here for. So I'm thinking about getting into acting.
I see.
Yeah, I had a FaceTime with Leo last night, and he was like, man, I think you got the shit, is what he told me. And he said he thinks I could have been a better Jordan Belfort than him, just something about this.
Yeah. No, I believe it.
Yeah. Something about this that. Just can take cocaine out of ass pretty good, Man, dude. I was thinking about, as I was prepping for this a little bit, I was thinking about just kind of like our early days, and one memory came to mind. I don't know if you still remember this, but we were like really goofing off at practice, and it was like one of those, like, it was in 8th grade, I think, and we were like prepping to be high school basketball players or something like that. And then we were in a huddle, and Mr. Daniels was coaching us, like Sam Daniels' dad. And then he was giving us like a serious talk, and we were poking at each other's folds in our jerseys, and we were just giggling at each other. And then he turns to us and he's like, "Think high school coaches are going to put up with that, boys?" And we're like, "Do it again, man."
I was always fucking around, honestly.
Dude, yeah. I mean, that makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, why take the fun out of it, honestly? Like,
I mean, that was probably one of the situations where you don't do that, but like...
Oh, for sure. But like, come on, give us a grace period. We're like 12. Like, of course we're going to be poking at each other's jerseys. Like, come on.
I imagine there's probably just like the giggles we were doing too. Oh man.
Yeah, that's probably what was the most distracting.
Dude, you've always had that, like, you've had charisma for as long as I can remember, like that. Going back to I think Mr. Waffles 00 days, like the OG.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I think once a year I enlighten myself with sandwich in a cup.
No way. That's amazing.
I'm just like, I need to pick me up, dude. And I pull up sandwich. Can we get a rendition as a grown man?
Okay, hold up.
You need a piece of bread? Do you want?
I don't know if I have any bread, actually.
Too poor for bread.
We're a little poor for bread.
So back in, I think it was 9 years ago.
Pumpkin in a chair.
Yeah. Oh man.
What were you saying?
I was just gonna catch us up. I was gonna explain what it meant. It's because they had a childhood YouTube channel, like one of the OGs. Like, what is that? The era of like Fred or something, like original YouTube, like when it was like just really bad.
Yeah.
But they would make really, really stupid videos. But something about them just, they transcend generations.
Oh man, it's always whenever we're like getting to know somebody, whether like we're dating somebody new or just have like somebody new in the friend group, it's always like a moment of like, is it time we show them, because they're gonna find it eventually? Like, do we now like show our Mr. Waffles and Bryce Wu videos? And I think most of them appreciate it.
Dude, last winter in Flagstaff, like after you went, Rusty, my buddy Rusty, we're in a bit of a, or he was, I would say he's a big Tinder phase. Okay. He's going hard. It's like where you start putting the majority of your energy into Tinder for like that couple day stretch. Yeah. It's like the only thing that matters is getting bitches, dude. Right. And so, the pool isn't that big in Flagstaff. It's not that big of a town. It's quiet. Yeah. Not even the Denny's was open when you were there. Yeah, it's true. Fuck. Yeah, that's right. But we went, okay, so we had been getting also the same time a phase with making really short, stupid videos, kind of like along the lines of Mr. Waffles videos. Mm-hmm. And so we would start responding to flirtatious Tinder matches with videos of us. Like our response would be in a creative video form. One of them, it was about 50% success rate. Like some of them, they would be like, "Oh my God, really?" Good, and then the other ones, though, it was bad, bro. Like we were like, "Dude, we're 21. We're gonna go to the bars." And then Rusty's like, "Let me get a biddy there," And so he like tries to ask, and one comes over, and the girl had been being super flirty the day before, and like was like, "Look, I'm taking a bath," or something like that. Something like really kind of dumb too. So then we made the same video, except my buddy Rusty was in like a reindeer onesie in the bath. "Oh, I'm in the bath. Do you miss me?" Like, and then we pick her up. We made this and we picked her up from her apartment and we went to a bar. And then we got there and we're sitting and she feels like, it feels kind of weird. Maybe there's just too much Kalen and Rusty energy for her. And she thought maybe it was going to be more of a date. And I was like, "Rusty, didn't you tell her it was going to be like, we're just like hanging out?" She's like, "I don't know, man." So then we try to break the ice and we show her the video that we had made. And then like, she goes silent, bro. And then like 2 minutes later, she just really has to go to the bathroom. And she goes to the bathroom and then is in there for like too long. And Rusty are like, "Fuck, man, I don't know if this one was it, bro." And she comes back like a weird, like 7 minutes later. You're like, "What were you doing in there?" And she comes back, sits down, and she's like all kind of like, "Okay." And then she's like on her phone, like texting, like trying to be like she has something really important going on. She's like, "Guys, I'm really sorry, but my cat is getting into my laundry. I left the drawer of my cabinet open and he's going through all my shirts. I don't know. I might have to go back." And then she leaves again. She's like, "Hi, is it okay? Is everything all right in there?" And then she dips again. And then I'm staring directly away from the exit door, but it's all windows. So then a minute later, she just out the door, whips into a car. I didn't say anything to Rusty. I was like, just gonna let this one happen. And then she didn't even bring her purse with her because it was still sitting on her seat. So then she had a waitress come get the purse for her. And the waitress like, "Yeah, she just really wasn't feeling good." I thought her cats were the problem.
No, so when she went to the bathroom, she definitely called a friend and was like, "What is a good excuse to get out of this?"
And she came up with my cats in my laundry, bro.
Maybe your friends didn't pick up.
It's like, "Cat?" Like she's probably like looking at random things on the wall.
That's like a sitcom moment right there.
Somebody's drawing hilarious. Like drew a laundry basket on the stall because they were bored or something. Like, cat laundry.
Cat laundry. That's
it. Oh man, dude. Do you think part of the reason Bryce and you have such as a good musical connection is from making childhood YouTube videos together since you were like, what, 10? 8? You've kept this relationship up from the beginning. You've been doing creative stuff throughout all the process. I think it shows in the music that you guys are just homies,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like to think so for sure. We definitely like writing with people and even sitting down and producing with people. Sometimes it's like really natural, but most of the times I've experienced it's like it's kind of hard to get into it, and eventually you do
Mhm.
get into the swing of things. But with Bryce, like just because we know each other, we like not only are we like really close and have like we get each other as far as just like people, also when we were first trying to write music, like we did it together because we were doing it for YouTube. We were like
Oh.
11 and we're like, hey, let's try and write songs for fun now. And we were terrible for like a couple of years. We were
Well,
like,
no, sandwich in the cup.
oh, I mean, well, obviously we got lucky, but that was our first masterpiece, of course. Um, but no, we just like could not write real, and we thought they were good though at the time. We're like, oh, this is amazing. And now looking back,
So it
it's like
always is,
hilarious.
dude.
It's hilarious. But we just like kept working at it because it was fun. It wasn't like something like we were working hard at. It was just like, all right, let's go like make a YouTube video or let's try and write some songs. And then by the time we're like halfway through high school, we're like, let's start a band. Like we've written like 100 songs. Like we should do something with this or it's gonna be a waste.
That's
So we
gotta.
like
Keep going.
learned, yeah, we learned it together. So I feel like that's why it's pretty easy to like get back into working together and writing together.
I think one of the greatest phrases in mankind is "we should start a band." It's always like, I feel like nowadays it's like you're like half drunk and you're just like sitting on the couch or something, and somebody pulls out a ukulele and they're just like do, 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 do. And then you start singing pitchy, out of tune. You're like, dude, we sound really good right now, bro.
We should start a band. It's like we should buy a bar.
Man, God, people who own bars though have to have experienced the wildest things imaginable, man. Every single night is just a story.
Totally, yeah.
It makes sense why like a lot of sitcoms are just in bars, you know?
Yeah, I'm currently watching through How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
I've never seen before. Yeah,
you're preparing for How I Met Your Father.
I am. I actually started before I even knew that was happening, but that's fun. I guess that there will be that as soon as I finish.
Okay, so what is the day-to-day like with you right now? Like, where do you spend your time? Where's your mind focused on? What's the biggest thing up here taking up space?
Emotional Roblox videos.
Wait, what? Emotional Roblox videos?
What? I didn't say that.
Oh.
God, I don't know. That's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. I mean, always in the back of my head, like every day, I'm thinking about, I need to move music forward. I need to be moving music forward. Like whether it be produce something or keep writing something today, like just like do something to move that forward. But it's pretty slow going. Like I'm not able to plug away for as many hours at like a given point in time as Bryce is. And that's like really impressive that he can just sit down and hammer out like 2 whole songs sometimes. Jesus. I can't really. I'm not there. I don't have that songwriting or producing stamina yet. But I don't know. I mean, music and TV is just how most of my days go. And as long as I as long as I got enough done, whether it be like Uber or also Uber Eats, like is how I actually make money. As long as I got enough done doing either that or the music, then like I'm cool just spending the rest of the day watching TV.
Just chilling, man.
Lots of chilling.
How do you build the stamina to make multiple songs in a day or like sit for 12 hours in a row just pounding away?
I think a combination of just trying to do it, just trying to like up that, like, even if you're not feeling it, like I know a big thing with songwriting is, yeah, of course, inspiration will come to you, but also you can kind of force songs out if you really just like sit yourself down and try your hardest. Like it might not be as quality, it might not come easily, but like you can do it. It's just hard and it's tiring, but like it's work. Like sometimes you have to remind yourself, like if you're pursuing this, it should be fun, but it's also work. Like you can't not let it be work ever. So I mean, if you want it to be full time,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's just doing it and trying to up that stamina, just like being like, okay, well, I've been able to sit down for 2 hours at a time, and maybe you need a break then, but like I should try and get back and do it for another hour after that, or another 2 hours after that, and just see how long I can go. And some days I'm gonna feel it, and some days I'm not, and that's okay. But just trying to get into a groove.
Is that your biggest like creative hurdle? Is just being able to do it for so long every day?
Honestly, probably. With writing, unless I like have the whole song in my head already, it's hard for me to like spend more than like an hour at a time. And I could end up spending like 6 hours in a day, but they would have to be broken up. Like I can't, like I'm really bad at just sitting down for like a while on working on something. After like 30 minutes, I start to get like tired and I'm like, oh, like I need to just go like have a coffee and then come back. Unless it's pouring out. And then with producing, I can go way longer periods of time, but I'm way more exhausted after each one. Like, 'cause it's easy to get lost in something. Time goes really fast, I feel like, when I'm producing, but like I'll do like maybe 3 hours in like one group of time, and then I'll realize 3 hours went by and I'll just be like, I'm exhausted. I think I'm probably done for the day, or I'll have to come back in a couple hours.
Interesting. I do remember I was listening. It was Casey Neistat. You know Casey Neistat?
I don't think so.
So he kind of started like higher level production, like daily vlogging, like in 2015. Like he was like one of the original daily vloggers. It was like he blew up like more than anyone ever had done on YouTube at that point. But I was listening to him talk about his creative process, and he was saying that you get to that point when you're like editing or you're filming and you hit a roadblock and you're like, this sucks. This is the worst thing. I hate it. It doesn't work. It's not happening. Why is anything doing this? And then your mind goes to anything you can possibly think of to get you out of doing it. And he's like, you just have to ignore it. Like ignore it. Like I hit this block and I'm like, I want to get a coffee. I should see how my wife's doing. Maybe I should call the kids. Maybe I should go for a walk. And he's like, no, just sit at the damn computer or wherever you are and just keep plugging away. And I think that might be part of what is driving his success. Because I've noticed in my creative endeavors is up until, even very recently, I don't think I'd really ever put like everything, like I never had made doing a creative task or endeavor, making a podcast or some kind of video as the number one thing that has to get done, or else nothing else kind of matters or whatever. I mean, you don't want to be that treacherous, but like having it up there. And I was able to find that in my early days with running. Was like, I get my run done, my day has satisfied in a way. And whatever else happens, it's like, at least I did that.
Right.
But like now it's like in the past couple of weeks, it's been like whatever else happens, as long as I like get up and I'm creative. I've set, what I did is I set a schedule for myself, and I'm like, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., that chunk of time, it's like a work day. You have to be doing something that's progressing your life in some fashion.
Yeah.
So I think it's really helped because I was on the schedule where it's like, oh, I'll stay up till 4 a.m. and then the next day I'll wake up at 11 and it's just like madness. And then maybe you want to do this, but then you're like, eating sounds good. And you're like, well, god damn. And then a week goes by and you really do nothing. And you like sit down and it's just dragging on your mind. Like, oh, I need to go work on this creative project or this project or this project. And then you're just kind of pushing it off, giving yourself small windows to do it almost as a crutch. And then eventually just kind of so much time passes and you realize, wow, I actually haven't been that productive. And then I decided, I was like, this is what I got to do. I got to just wake up early in the morning, exercise, and then start my day. And I started reading, when's the last time you read a book? Has it been a while? Or are you a big reader?
I'm not a big reader. It's been about a year. Like a year ago was the first time I'd read in like multiple years because like I was just bored during COVID. And so I was like, oh, I'm just going to read a couple books. It was great.
Yeah. No, I think honestly, I was like, dude, I feel stupid. I feel like I don't know how to articulate thoughts. I don't feel like I can, and then I was like, you need to read. That's the problem. Like, you're not going to just get naturally it's just going to come back. Like, you just got to start working at it. Cause even though like when we're in school, you might not like it, but you're getting pumped information and like ideas constantly, right? Like you're in 6 classes a day in high school and you're just getting information. And you're actually like, you're getting smarter, whether or not you like it or not. Right. Which is good. And then you get out of school and you just stop. And then most people just don't continue their education for the rest of their life, which is kind of a crazy thing. But I guess on the complete contrary of that is, why is art so good at 4 a.m? Like, why like when you get that idea and it's 3 a.m. and you're like, that's it. You feel that?
I think it's like at weird times like that, or when like rational barriers kind of break down. So like the creativity is like able to run free because you're not like trying to process something really different. Like you're not like, oh, I'm actively thinking about what things I have to be doing. You're like, anything's fair game. I'm tired. Like it all goes. And then your brain will go to like some weird places and you're like, wait, that was actually really cool. Like if you're able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I like that.
That's what I think.
No, I like that.
I don't know the science.
You get into the flow state easier. I felt that also because I would be in a habit where you stay, you do your creative process in midnight to 5 a.m. And it's like, I like it because the world's quiet. Nothing's around. There's no pressure from anyone or anything. And you're just alone with yourself or even your bros. And the rest of all the world's problems and all your insecurities they don't really exist, which is really cool. And I think that's might be part of the reason why it comes out. But what is your creative process through songwriting and making music, man?
Well, I mean, it happens so differently a lot of the time. Because when I do try to settle into like a formula, I can turn stuff out, but I feel like it's less unique every time. Like back when Bryce and I were starting, or like first starting to get songs that we liked, our rate of good songs to bad songs was like brutal. Like we were writing a lot of songs that were just rough, but the ones that we'd write that were good, because we didn't really like know the rules or anything, were honestly more inventive than a lot of the stuff I write now. Just because like we were just weird, like anything, we didn't care about if it was like good or bad. We just wanted to make stuff and see what happened. And now it's like every single thing I write, I want to be like on par with everything else. And so I end up sitting with it a lot longer, but then also I feel like sometimes the creativity disappears a little bit, which is tough. So that's something I'm figuring out right now. But in general, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it because then I'm not writing a bunch of songs that like I hate. Like it's rare that that happens anymore.
That's good.
But
what is like your current project you're working on?
I mean, I'm kind of working on 3 different things at once, which is a lot. I've got the War Is Over album essentially that we've been working on.
Oh, there's another War Is Over album coming out.
Yeah. So that's exciting. We've been working on that for so long. Like we started writing those songs, some of those songs, like at the end of high school.
Wow.
Yeah, and we started producing like demos of them over a year ago. Like before we moved out to LA. So it's been slow because we have other things. Bryce has been on a label and working on his stuff. So it's been slow going, but we've been working for a long time on a lot of these songs. So that's exciting, and that should be coming up soon. We're talking about getting a cabin and going and just like producing and sitting down and just figuring out that. Yeah, just like
that's
for 2
how
weeks.
you do it.
Yeah,
that's how you do it.
And then I'm working on the next album for the Mr. Sunshine project, which is just kind of like my fun, let loose creative project. And yeah, I mean that one's fun because I don't let myself put the barriers up. Like anything goes with that one, which is why I made it.
Is that's your solo project?
That's the one with the yellow mask. That's one of my solo projects. Yeah. And then I'm going to release music just under my own name, which I've been working on for years now. But I'm also trying to self-produce, and production 3 years ago, I had no knowledge of. Like I did not know anything. So like over the past 2 years, I guess, I've been trying to learn how to like be a good producer and compete like on like a serious level. And it's not a lot of time. Like I'm still feel way behind and I'm gonna need a lot of help. But I just like being like in charge of how the whole song sounds, like basically composing it. And so it's been fun. It's been really slow, but it's been fun. I've got like 6 different songs that are pretty ready to go now. I'm hoping that I can bring them to some producers and engineers and then just be like firing off a single, like after single, like basically every month in like the middle of this year.
That sounds awesome, man.
And that's what I put the most of my effort into is that project right now.
That's good. That's cool to see you're starting to get another like creative passions kind of coming to culmination almost. Yeah. Do you want to take us through a song? It can be a song you've already made or whatever you want, and just kind of play it and take us through like what you're thinking as you're going along, like a little behind the scenes action.
Sure.
Like you just play it on your phone or something. I don't.
Yeah, where did I put my phone? Yeah, I can do that for sure.
Cool. Your choice, man. Whatever one you feel closest to your heart right now. I have this, dude. What? I have the same phone and same case.
Really?
Yeah, exactly the same. Exactly the same.
That's crazy. I just got this.
Same.
I'm pretty stoked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild. All right. You pick. There's one that's like crazier production, and like pretty fun, I guess. Pretty like more energetic. Mm-hmm. There's one that's like in the middle, and then there's one that's like really about the lyricism and like more acoustic.
Give me the fun one. Oh, did you hear me?
No, I didn't hear.
Give me the fun one, I said.
The fun one. Okay. Let's go with the fun one.
We might have glitched out for a second.
Yeah.
You look so confused.
Yeah, it did glitch out. Okay.
So which one? Who is this? This is under Mr. Sunshine.
So this is gonna be under my name, just like Kalen Yeager or Cam Young or something like that. And it's called Collision. And so this is going to be one of the first like 3. I'm not sure what order I'm going to be releasing stuff in quite yet, but this is going to be one of the first 3 for sure.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Oh, I guess we're over here. Been stuck for a while, haven't moved on in a long time. And I'm not on a beach for vacation, sipping my ties. I'm glued to the words that you said in my head, haven't left one till I feel fine. I guess that until then, I'm stuck in my mind. I'm stuck in my mind.
Tell me about the decisions you're making through this process.
I'm headed for collision. Really fuck with vocal chops.
Okay, can you put the phone slightly closer to your microphone? I can't hear everything. Okay, that's better.
Yeah, so I really fuck with vocal chops a lot. So like just like messing with my own little vocals and.
So are all those little sounds your voice?
Yeah. Most of them, yeah. Like a lot of the little sounds in there are my voice. And I was working on the first song I started like producing myself for myself. I leaned into that a lot, like halfway through the production. I was like, I just want to like, this is a new thing with the new Logic update. I really want to mess with this in Quick Sampler and just like mess with vocal chops because I've always thought they were super sick since I first started hearing them like dubstep. And I just like kind of just like I had fun like making different instruments out of just my voice, like and just messing with it like that. And now that's like how I start a lot of songs when I'm like producing, and that one like started with that.
Yeah, I like that a lot at the beginning.
So that was like the inspiration for the production of that. I'd already written the whole song. I usually write the full song and then I bring it to production.
Interesting.
But not always. But I think that's like the easiest thing for me.
Interesting, just how your mind works.
Mm-hmm.
Are you dating right now? You hitting the dating scene, the LA dating scene?
I am not currently. I had been last year for sure.
Okay. I wrote in a question. I wanted to know what the worst date you've ever been on in your life was. Do you have any good ones?
Honestly, I don't really feel like I have. Hold on, just give me just a second to think about this.
Go ahead.
Oh God, there was something that was like really weird that happened.
Any weird LA astrology, strange?
I mean, usually the dates are pretty nice. Like I feel like I'm okay at like vetting people. I've been to like some like weird parties or like weird like hangouts with people after bars and stuff that were like, this is really strange. Like,
what are you doing?
One time, maybe it was Holden and I or something. Yeah, I think it was Holden and I. We were just like talking to some people at a bar, and then this one girl was like, "Oh, like you guys should come over. Like we're having some friends over at my apartment afterwards." And we're like, "Oh, where are you at?" Because we're at like our local bar, so we just walked. And she like explains it's only like 3 blocks north of us. We're like, "Oh, perfect. Like it's basically on the way back." So we decided to swing by there, and then on the way or something like that, we met her like at the bar and then saw her afterwards or something like that. On the way there, like there was this really weird dude who like just was like a pathological liar, is that the word? And he was just making up the weirdest shit. And he was like, oh yeah, like I play for like LA Galaxy. And then we're like, oh really? And he's like, no, actually I'm injured. Like I just coach now. We're like, okay. And then he was saying he was like best friends with one of the dudes from One Direction, and like he's just so strange. And he like just like kind of invited himself into this random girl's apartment. Meanwhile, her friends have not showed up. None of her like roommates' friends are. Her roommate's like in her room with like her boyfriend or something. And so it's just like the 4 of us.
In
super
the
weird. Yeah. So it's like the girl who invited us, me, Holden, and then this guy, this random other guy. And we're like, this is so weird. And also like she just moved in. So there's no furniture to sit on at all. So we're all just standing there holding like lukewarm beers. Like it was the strangest thing ever. And like, you know, I don't blame her. Like she was nice. It's like kind of strange to invite someone to a place that you haven't set up yet. But I think she was just excited. But
she just moved out to LA.
I think so. It's crazy because like in my head I'm still brand new here, but like I'm meeting people all the time now that are like they've only been here for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh man, that was a year ago for me. Yeah, like I can't believe it's been like a full year since that.
Damn,
yeah,
dude.
that was like the weirdest going out story. One of the weirder going out stories anyway. But the dates themselves, like even the ones I set up from dating apps, usually have gone like either decent enough that the date wasn't weird. I just didn't really get good vibes from the person. Or like it was great. Like I've had some awesome dates out here.
Awesome. I had a date that I think I even wrote it down in my notes because it was that memorable. I never wanted to forget this date. I want to even
Okay.
I want to actually I can pull it up. Okay. So okay. This is how it goes. Thursday, October 17th, 2019, 1:41 a.m. What a fucking night. I get picked up by a Bumble girl at 1:02 a.m. on a mission for chips and guac. She isn't very good at driving. She makes me nervous because she zooms, like she accelerates into stop signs. Whack. She'd also drive with her eyes straight on her phone and say, "Don't worry, I'm a safe driver. I've never crashed a car." We drive in aimless circles like a confused shark hunting an imaginary prey that they made up in their head because they have that one mental illness that, what is it called? Schizophrenia. That's it. Oh, I'm a little confused on what she's doing, but we continue and I go with the flow. We turn off on St. Charles, heading west back into Glen Ellen for a reason. She complains the streets are too narrow and that's why it's hard for her. On Main Street, heading south towards downtown, a cop starts tailing us. We try to elude him with some random directions, but he follows us for 2 miles, that little bitch. We end up getting pulled over for stopping past the stop signs, again with her weird acceleration thing. And he said he pulled us over for taking an unusual route. I don't like cops when they do this. He gives her a warning because she sweet talked him. And but my blood was kind of boiling in the seat. Anyways, we drive off and she turns to me and it's been 25 minutes now. And she says, I have to go. My mom has cancer. And I was like, what the hell? Wait, what? And so I think she made up that her mom had cancer to end the date. That was my...
Oh my God, that's insane.
And we never even got guac, bro. And then, dude, she texts me as soon as I get inside my house, and she says, "Hey, dude, I'm not trying to be rude or blunt, but I don't really know you. I have a question. Are you homeless?" And I was like, what? You saw me walk into that fucking house, bro. And I think what it was is I was waiting for her, I was watching her to come in. So I started walking out through the front yard before she was like fully pulled in the driveway. And I was wearing a lot of coats because it was cold out. And so she thought I was just sleeping in this people's yard. And that's why she dropped me off and made up that her friends had her mom had cancer.
Oh my God. Wow. What a saga.
Oh, man. Oh, I gave my post thoughts. I said, this is weird. I feel defeated, but different. A twist on defeat. I want to turn off, go into full fetal, pillow snuggles, go into a fort maybe. Thanks, guys. That was weird, memorable. I'll add it to the list.
Add it to the list. Wow. I can't believe she made up that her mom had cancer to get out of it like a date.
Are girls just bad at this? Thing. Are they just not? Like, we're like, let me go milk, you know? Like, let me go get some cigarettes or at the store. Like, that's what I haven't done, but you know, like, that's what they say. But cats in your laundry and my mom has cancer. I don't know, man.
I mean, at least like I have to respect at least doing something if you're trying to get out of something. Sometimes, like one time I was on a date, I think it was my first like dating app date actually. And we were like chatting. It was fun. It was nice. We were hanging out for a while. And it just went on so long. And I like had to get back and like make food and stuff. But like clearly like she did not want to go back. And like she's like was from further away. She like basically came to near where I was, like right by my house. And so I was just like, all right, like you want to come over and like meet my roommates or whatever. And she was so excited about that. And like, so then she did, and she hung out like for like basically the whole night, like until like late. And meanwhile, I'm like, it's nice, but I'm like, I just like want to go do my shit. Like, I don't think I'm really feeling it. Like, I don't necessarily want her to hang out, like literally spend the entire day with me. But like, I just like felt too bad to like come up with something because she was just like super sweet. And so I was just like, yeah, I guess like we're just gonna keep hanging out. We're gonna have a bonfire tonight. Like, and so like, yeah, so that just went on forever. And it was fine. Like, honestly, like it ended up being okay. But I just like kind of wish I had just come up with something sometimes.
Well, try the cat and laundry one. That good one.
Yeah, it sounds like it works.
in January of last year, when we were talking, you said, at the end of it all, at least I'm still chasing my dream. And it's kind of, I like that because I think so many people, they kind of give up on it and it gets complacent, life gets hard, and it starts to become something that you put to the side and kind of, and then you sort of regret it and you might resent that you did that later on in life, but you've still stuck through it and through it all, even though a lot of your friends are getting deals or whatever, they get in kind of a little bit more success and it's paying the bills more than you are, but you're still going after it. And I respect that. What do you feel about that?
Oh, first of all, I don't even remember saying that, but that's cool. Still true. But yeah, I mean, I still agree with that. Like I feel like when I've like looked up or like talked to like older people, I guess, and they talk about regrets or anything that they didn't have, it's always just like, I wish I traveled more when I was younger, like even before I had the money to, just because by the time you might have the money or time to, like, you're too old to enjoy some things, you know? And that one always, I've like thought about a lot. It's like, man, I'm going to just try and travel as much as I can when I'm younger. Or like just like have fun going and exploring things. And then also, yeah, just like why not? Like, yeah, security is nice, but we're in our early 20s also. Like, until I'm 30, I'm not even going to really care about that. Like, yeah, it's nice to get a head start on whatever down the road, but if I don't spend these next years of my life pursuing what I like have, especially since I'm someone who I've known like what I wanted to do pretty much my whole life, it would be insane. I'm only going to regret it. I might regret having gone for it if it doesn't work out, whatever, but not as much as I'd regret not having tried. There's just no way. I would definitely regret not having tried to chase my dreams so much more than trying and failing.
Yeah. That's so true, because it's so hard, man. It's so hard to make it in anything that's not like a stable job. And something that's always interesting to me is just how, you're comparatively to the average person, you are very, very good at making music, right? But
I like to think so.
You're probably like an all right Uber Eats driver, and that pays you,
Yeah, it's brutal.
Damn, man. It's tough to see that. But what are you, have you been doing any traveling, or is pandemic slowing you down too much?
Pandemic and money definitely do slow me down where they can. But like I'm saying, I'm talking about going and doing the cabin thing so Bryson and I can get away. That'll be really nice. I've gone to Joshua Tree since my parents moved to the desert and they live by there.
Wait, they did?
Yeah, they moved to like just south of Palm Springs.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's hot there.
It is hot there. Oh my gosh. The summer when they like first moved in and it was like 120 degrees, I was like, this is brutal. But it's not humid. So that's, humidity is so bad. Like that's what makes it unbearable for me. At least it's dry. But yeah, they're out in the desert now. And then, I mean, just the road trip out here, like, kind of fulfilled me for a while. Like that was such an experience of just like, wow, I drove across 2/3 of the country.
Yeah, I do remember seeing your like Instagram stories or what you would do, and you'd try to follow Route 66, and then you get out, you'd be so excited, you'd be running around like, oh look at that. Oh, have you guys ever been to like Lubbock, Texas, or wherever you were?
Just like weird stuff.
Weird places. You're like, did you know this existed, guys? No, this is so fun.
I had so much fun. I loved seeing like little ghost towns in the desert on the way here, like in like Arizona and stuff. Then I'm like, this is so cool. Like,
it's crazy that we used to live in those places, and then we're like, and we just leave, and it just stays there forever, bro.
Yeah.
And there's like no government to like kind of take care of cleaning it up or whatever. It's not like a town. There's nothing there. Used to probably be miners or like people traveling on horse or something. And then they didn't need it anymore. And it's just there forever. Kind of cool that still exists. Man.
Totally.
What would you give the kid who's like a month out from like making that decision to go out to LA, chase the dream?
Like, what advice would I give?
Yeah.
You gotta know, you gotta want it first. If you're like not sure, I'm not sure it's 100% the right move. Like, I think it's worth trying anything, but like committing to a year lease, like it was expensive, and moving a life across the country, like it was a lot. I have no regrets though. I mean, I always wanted to do it. So there was no question in my head. And even though so much of it has been spent in like quarantine or COVID times where I can't explore as much as I might've liked to, my year in LA has been so worth it. But I don't know. I'd just say like, be open to meeting people, but also be careful about like not falling into a crowd that doesn't actually match with you. Like in any city, this is true. There's so many people, and especially in LA as a creative, there's so many creative people out here, and some of them suck. Like there's not like some of the people that are going to be like most eager to meet you are not necessarily the people you should be like spending your time with. But there are still like millions of cool people. You just might have to hunt for them a little bit more.
Amazing. Well, that's a pretty good wrap, I would say.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you for coming on.
Dude, it's been awesome catching up. Let's talk.
Yeah.